Hello, my name is Rachael Maddox. I'm a trauma specialist, and I wanted to jump on and make a short video about, or for people who might be getting triggered by things that they're seeing on the news, by the rise of Donald Trump, by the white supremacy and insanity that is suffocating our nation right now and making a lot of headlines in the news. This is a video for you if you want to, one, understand what's happening physiologically in your body, why you may be shutting down, and also, two, you want some really tangible, concrete things that you can do to regulate your system and still be effective as opposed to just zoning out and freaking out. So that's what this video is about. We're going to talk about both of those things. So the first thing, what happens in the body when it perceives threat and how those things might be showing up in relationship to the news and Donald Trump. All right, first things first. Your body, every human body, has this thing called neuroception, and that's just a fancy word for your body's physical perception of threat. And so if you have any trauma, any violation hangover, for the color of your skin, your gender, your sexual orientation, your religion, and you see somebody like Donald Trump on the news saying homophobic, racist, classist, whatever kinds of things, you might get triggered like, wow, that man could be president and my life could be in danger. Or you see people getting ushered out of his protests with force and being harassed, physically harassed. That might activate and stir things up for you. Or you might hear that he gives press credentials to a radio station that's outright like supports Nazism, or you see people in KKK gowns at Donald. Okay, so you get the point. You might get activated, right? So here's what happens. There are 3 levels that the body will respond with in perception to the level of threat that you're feeling. So the first level is hypersocial. And at this level, you're trying to control everything around you so that you feel safer. So you might try to slow things down or like manipulate the situation or make things cool. My dog is making weird noises. Sorry about that. Hey, stop it. And so what that might look like in this context is you might joke with the oppressor, or you might engage in a really diplomatic conversation where you're like, yeah, okay, I see your point. Or you might remove your true passion and emotion from your voice when you're talking about things because you don't want to like ruffle any feathers. Or you might opt out of the conversation completely because, again, if you don't ruffle any feathers, you can stay safer. So if you stay neutral, you might actually be safer. This is hypersocialization. When hypersocialization doesn't seem like it's going to work, you might go up to the next level of threat, which is fight or flight. And at this next level of threat, your body speeds up, you get hot, things start to get more anxious and fast. And so at a fight level, you might do things like speak up, speak out, write about it, rage, like, I want to tell you everybody what I'm thinking. Or you might go protest, or you might like physically burn something. But fight is all about going toward the violation, toward the threat, and fighting it. You might try to like crash Donald Trump's website. Go for it. Okay? The other thing at this level is flight. And so this is when you're literally running from the perceived threat or running from the violation. So you might say like, I'm going to move to Canada if Trump gets elected. Or I showed up to this rally, but actually I'm really unsafe here and I need to get out and get home as quickly as possible. That kind of thing. Okay, so when you sense that level still won't work, like that this threat is coming for you whether or not you fight it or run from it, like you're stuck, like, oh, it's too late, like Donald Trump's going to be the fucking president of the United States of America, crap, what do we do? Freeze. And your whole system curls in, and you get really cold and really still, and your mind gets kind of confused or blanks, and you dissociate, or you disengage, or you feel depressed, or you feel totally depleted, and you're done. You're just done for. And you slow down, you zone out, you're just like, totally like, there's nothing I can do about this. And that's really the danger that we want to avoid, because if you're somebody who has a history of trauma, which is very many people that Donald Trump is threatening with his presence and threatening by activating all of this dormant or hidden white supremacy. Often people who have traumatic histories have wormholes that go straight from regulation into freeze when they perceive threat. So you don't even go to hypersocialization, fight or flight, you just go straight into freeze. And we can't afford, as a nation right now, for our society to freeze. We can't freeze in the face of Donald Trump. We have to actually stay collectively regulated so that we can be most effective. We have to figure out ways to stay engaged so that we can counter the insanity that's rising. And it's important even for sensitive people to be able to stay engaged, for people who don't have it in them to fight, don't have it in them to rally. Like, we still matter. We're still Americans. We're still citizens. We're still people who have a voice that matters and who have an opinion and who have beliefs, who have morals that matter. So I want to talk about three really simple things that everybody can do so that we can move away from collective fear and into collective strength, which is what we need now more than anything. So the first thing is, if you're feeling really overwhelmed, you already know the status of danger. So you do not have to keep consuming it. So taking a media fast of any length, 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, 10 days, you will not miss anything by not knowing all of the details. You already know enough. You already know the danger that is present, correct? So you can turn off your television. You can put a blanket over it. You can decide that you're going to stay off Facebook for 10 days, okay? Whatever you need to do so that you can create a boundary around yourself that says, no more is coming in right now. No more is coming in right now. I need some space to regain my sanity. The second thing, once you've created a boundary, it's time to get into your body. And this is really, really important because it's our body that perceives threat, and it's our body that stores fear, and it's our body that stays in the state of fight, flight, or freeze. And so getting into your body and getting into your body with others, going to yoga class, going to a dance class, taking a walk in the wood with friends. And the reason I say with others is because the more you're surrounded by others and you create a field of regulation, the more powerful it is, the more powerfully your nervous system can actually re-regulate. So, and also because we need to create that field of collective strength together, not necessarily piecemealing it one by one all by ourselves. So getting into your body and getting into your body with others. That's the second thing. First thing's a media fast. Second thing is getting into your body with others. Third thing is countering the threat. Because you could do your media fast or your boundary and you can get into your body and take care of yourself. And that still doesn't stop Donald Trump from getting elected president, which is really our goal here. So countering the threat. And we want to counter the threat by calling sanity forward and calling sanity out. So getting out the vote. This matters. We have a democracy. We have it right now. It's got its flaws, but it's still, for the most part, working. So we need to get out the vote for any candidate that is not Donald Trump. And here's how you can do that. Make a commitment to yourself that you're going to spend 20 minutes twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursday nights after dinner, or 20 minutes a day every Monday through Friday after dinner, or an hour a week on Saturdays. Make some time that you put in your calendar that you're going to phone bank, which is pulling up the information of people who already support the candidate that you support and calling them to get out the vote. Okay, so let me just break this down real quick. A lot of people who've never engaged in the political process in this way are nervous and intimidated, and they think, I don't want to have to call people because I don't know enough information about my candidate of choice to support them. It's not true. At this stage in the political race, it's not about convincing anyone of anything. It's just about calling people who are already favoring a certain candidate and reminding them to get to the polls, giving them information about their polling station, and making a plan with them of what they're going to do on voting day. okay, on Election Day. So it's just a get out the vote initiative. You don't have to know anything about your candidate of choice in some highfalutin way. You just need to call up the people who already support who you support, and in solidarity celebrate that you're participating in democracy together, and get them excited and get them committed to showing up to the voting polls. This is the number one way to ensure that Donald Trump doesn't get elected, is by getting somebody else elected. So if you want to counter Donald Trump, but you have a sensitive nervous system, 3 things. Take a media fast, get into your body with others, and get out the vote. Get out the vote. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this video was helpful. Share it widely if it is. And again, my name is Rachael Maddox. I'm a trauma specialist. And tonight I'm really just an American fighting for sanity and love.